Well, here we go. It's with this war on cash. I mean, the club around the planet seem to be in a bit of hurry to start getting rid of cash all of a sudden. You know, with India and their $500 bill and $1,000 bill going away, war on cash intensifies. Citibank to stop accepting cash at some branches. This is from that guy, Simon Black, sovereignman.com. I've mentioned him a few times in some of the articles. Before I get into this video here, I just got to tell you about two little personal stories. You know, it's different, changed up a little bit. I do this from time to time when I feel like something interesting is, you know, to tell you happened or whatever I tell you about. So you know how I've mentioned a handful of times, hey, someone wanted to send me some silver or they wanted to give me $20. I had a guy sending me like $20 cash like every month. And I'm like, I appreciate it. Someone wants to give, okay. But I'm like, I always tell them like, why don't you just save that $20, but buy yourself an ounce of silver, every month extra or something, just because, but some people, no, I want to give you some silver. I wanted to give you this, that, whatever. So I have a guy that contacted me, a subscriber, and he said, hey man, I'd like to send you some of my homemade scent, candles. I'm thinking, okay, this is a dude that's making candles, and don't say guys can't do that, because they certainly can. But I thought to myself, boy, that's kind of odd. He wanted, hey man, I watch your videos every day, yada yada yada. I'd like to send you some candles. Maybe even if you wanted your own JSNP 4 candle, I can come up with a special candle for you. Maybe if you want to sell it on your website or something. I'm thinking, well, I don't know if I'm going that far, but I appreciate the kind gesture, and he went ahead and sent me some candles. I thought for sure every time I go into the store, I got 3 little girls and of course my wife, so I got 4 women or girls in this house. When we go out somewhere and there's candles that smell, they're all running over there to smell them. Okay, let me just say that unequivocally. So I thought to myself, that's kind of cool. He's gonna send me some candles, and I'll give them to my family, my kids. I'm sure they'll enjoy them. So he's like, I got a Fruit Loop, like the cereal Fruit Loops. I'll send you one of those. I'm thinking Fruit Loops. You could make a Fruit Loop candle, like the cereal. I'm thinking, man, what the hell? So he sends them to me, and I would like to show you one of the larger ones, but it broke during shipping. It got a cracked glass, so I had to throw it out. But it was like this. I don't remember if it was the same kind, but these are his candles. I'm just gonna. Reason I'm gonna share this with you. I'm gonna be 100% honest, like I always am. If someone's giving me something as a token of, hey, I appreciate you, he didn't say, by the way, I'll give you these candles, but you got to mention them and try to sell them on your channel. No. Number one, JSNP 4 is not going to work like that. He just was doing a kind gesture. So once I got it, from him, when I smelled them, I'm like, these are actually some serious candles. These things are the real deal. And one of my friends at work, a girl I work with, she comes in my office for a minute. We're talking for a second. She's like, what is that? Oh, you got candles. So she starts digging through the box. Oh man, these smell really good. I said, yeah, I said, funny story. A YouTube subscriber sent me some candles. She's like, well, does he have any more? Like, is he selling these? I said, well, I look in the box and I see several of these, which is all his information. So I'm like, you know what? He was thinking ahead. Yes, actually he did. So here, I gave her one. I never did ask if she went ahead and bought one, but it was just like yesterday, I think. But so anyways, I felt like, okay, I was telling myself, if these candles are halfway decent, I'm going to give this guy throw him a little bone. I'll mention him on my channel, and if people want to buy a candle from the dude, hey, he's a JSNP 4 subscriber, and he sent me a good product, I'll mention it. I'm telling myself that in my mind before this even happens, And I'm also saying, I'm also Realist News, if this dude sends you a candle that's literally crap, I'm not going to tell him that, oh, your candle's crap. I'm just going to say, hey, I got the candle, and thanks, and left it at that. But I got the candles, and they were fantastic. I had other people coming in, went, oh, what does that smell? Oh, wow, candle. So it was actually a little hit in my office for the last few days. And I decided I'm going to take them home like I originally planned to give them to my family. Reason I'm giving him a shout out right now is for that. You're going to send me something for free like that, and it's a good product, man, I don't mind getting out here and giving you a little plug in the beginning. And I thought to myself, I know I do have a lot of women subscribers because I see you guys commenting all the time. And women love these candles. By God, if I can throw a guy a bone, I'll throw him a bone. But look, I mean, look at this. Fruit Loops. Oh, the green screen effect. Look at the green screen effect. It's a green candle. But Fruit Loops. It actually smells literally like I just opened a bag of Fruit Loops and smelled it. This is tripping me out when I saw this one. Fruit Loops. It actually smells, lick a strawberry. It tastes like a strawberry. Lick a schnozberry. It tastes like a schnozberry. Who ever heard of a Fruit Loop candle? We are the makers of the dreams. And we are the dreamers of the dreams. Or whatever the hell he says. So this is it. I have to give him a plug. Because that was a kind gesture. He also has these little small ones like this. Little small packs. They all smell really good. My wife was very impressed. And our neighbor friend, which is another story, which is why I'm telling you this right now too, was over here. They are a family of... It's really a family of 8, but there's 10 of them living over there. In our neighborhood, we live in a small area with a little cul-de-sac and everything. It's a very small development. There's probably 30 houses here, I'm guessing, maybe. And they moved in. We moved in January. They moved in just a few months later. I want to say maybe 3 months later. And so we're talking, I get home from work. And I got to tell you before that, because it goes in line with this. It's kind of a sad story. It got to my heart. It hurt a little bit. And my wife, I told my wife to go out there right now and take them to CC's Pizza, take their whole family over there, and then when you're done, go to the grocery store and buy them some freaking groceries, and don't let them tell you no, if you know where the stories are going. But the reason that I hate this feeling and hearing these things, people struggling, is because, by the way, thank you all for the help with Rita. She absolutely helped them so much. I'm not coming out here. I refuse, especially after just doing that. Oh, someone help my neighbor. No. As I said, this is not what my channel's about. I'm trying to wake people up. Periodically, something calls on me and tugs at my heart and says, do this, whatever you want to call it inside you, and then I have to just do it. This isn't one of those times. It's a little sad story, but it kind of goes in line with this whole economic recovery, maybe recovery for some people. And I happen to be one of those people because I'm not suffering. But I did that political game show channel. It failed. 3,000 views, first video. 1,100 views, second video. 500 views, third video. The writing's on the wall. No one wants to see these political game show nonsense. They don't want to see it. No problem. Take the channel down. Gone. I mean, the channel's there, but it's dead. I'm not doing anything with it. I told you I was going to try the free toy thing with my kids. Lo and behold, everybody and their mother is now doing that. And there's way too much competition of people doing that same type of stuff, similar. And I can't do it. It's not working. The results are terrible. Shut the channel down. But my mind is always turning. I have a day job, but I also do the YouTube videos, as you know, with the advertisements. So that's an extra little bit of income. Thank you guys very much for those ads and stuff that play. But my mind is always going, how can I, supplemental income? What can I do? Can I do this? Can I do? And my mind refuses to stop. So I made that remote control program, the remote control your PC, from home or work or whatever. And had a guy email me, hey, can I test that out? I saw your video the other day. I said, yeah, no problem. Here you go. Here's a link. Let me know how it works. But it's not even live yet, so I'm not making any money on that. But the YouTube stuff, as I said, is helping. So I have a decent paying job already. Plus the YouTube, life is good for Jason at 4 is all I'm trying to tell you. Life financially is not great, it's not rich, but it's good. I'm very satisfied in my life right now, financially speaking. Could always be better. We always want more money, don't we? To make things easier in our lives. That's how it happens. You get more money, things can be easier unless you recklessly spend it. But I made a decision today, literally today at work. And I'm watching these videos. And there was one on Silver Doctors. You may have seen it. And a guy has a $40,000 bar of gold. serial number. I mean, it's real. And he has a 100-ton press. You know, like a machine shop or whatever, a shop, you air pneumatic, you press a button, the big plunger comes down and smashes, presses something on, like a bearing onto something or whatever. Well, this young man has one. And he wants to see what happens to this gold bar when he puts 100 tons of force on it. And we're all sitting there, no, you're going to destroy the bar. I mean, you can always melt it back down, obviously, but who wants to deal with that? So that caught my attention. So I'm watching this and I'm thinking, a whole new YouTube idea came into my mind. And I thought, wow, I could do this. Different channel, completely different channel. But like, I just had to, it just hit me. Again, my mind's always going with stuff. So tell the wife, listen, I didn't really get anything for myself, for Christmas or any otherwise. I didn't want anything. But listen, there's a couple things I need to buy. I'm going to start a new YouTube channel. I understand the political game show didn't work and the free toy kids, but that was for the kids anyways. We tried it, didn't work. But you got to understand, you got to try. Does it work? Nope. Don't stop, do something else. Does that work? Yes. Stay with it, right? That's just what we do, trial and error. So I said, I think I have a good idea for another channel, similar to what this guy was doing with this machine, destroying stuff with the press. And it required me to get a different camera and a smaller version of the press, by the way. And I plan on doing this, opening this new channel for entertainment purposes of the masses, of course, because people like to see stuff destroyed. I'm a guy. I like watching stuff blow up. I like people shooting stuff and destroying it. It's cool. All right. But, I have my Realist News channel. I have all this stuff. So anyways, and I'm telling you this because just so I have to build into the story. It's important that I do so. So I just spent a couple $dollars today on a specific camera that I needed for this. And I got me a much less expensive press that'll be shipped to me in the next week or so, because I plan on doing this. Being that I'm a former mechanic, I could always use a press for something or another, in my garage. It's not a huge giant press. Long story short, I'm trying to make a business decision, if you will, supplemental income, create a entertainment channel. The people love entertainment. Maybe it'll get a whole bunch of views. It'll be cool. I can break stuff, film it, whatever. So I'm coming home, and their neighbors sitting here on our couch with my wife. They're talking. So I sit down and I join the conversation. We're just talking about different stuff. And she starts to tell me how the house they're living in, right down, I can walk over there now, real close. The lady, when they first moved in, the lower AC unit went out, the bottom floor. The top floor has just went out. So the top floor is where everybody sleeps. It's hot. Down where the living room is nice and cool. So, of course, landlord, sorry to tell you this, but the top AC, is not working now. And apparently this lady, the landlord, has a bunch of property in the Philippines or something, but would go here, like in Florida, buy a house, live in it for a little bit, rent it out, go buy another house, live in it for a little bit, rent that out, go buy another house, rent that one out, rent it out. She's got 4 or 5 of these properties. The same is said here. She used to live here, stay for a little while, get out of it, not get out of it, move out of it, and rent it. So this lady has, let's say, 5 mortgages. I'm not talking about my neighbor. I'm talking about the landlord, okay? She has like 5 mortgages. And apparently, like Gerald Celente says, when people have nothing else left to lose, they lose it. I think this lady, this landlord, just lost it. Because she says on the phone to her, I need you to move out. I'll give you your security deposit back. You don't have to pay rent for December. I'll even give you some more money if you just get out. I've got to sell this house. I can't take it anymore. Your AC went out. Right after that, the next 3 houses that I own, the AC went on all those. I'm not making any money. I'm losing money. She's freaking out. And she's taking it as like she's yelling at her. And I said, no. I said, listen, she's not yelling at you. The lady has lost it because she just saw a rapid fire of major, super high dollar expenses. Nothing that you guys cost. It's an AC unit. And your refrigerator went out. We know that. She had to fix that, get a new refrigerator. or a part for theirs, whatever it was. I think they had to replace it. So the lady is hemorrhaging money and is flipping out. That's all that's happening here. Well, she's telling me she wants us to try to leave in 30 days. I said, listen, you have a lease, signed lease. She can't do anything until that lease is up. Don't sweat it. And she's like, but my husband and I, we don't have really good credit. It's hard for us to get a place as it is. We have 10 people living with us, yada, yada, yada. She had a job recently, working from home, lost the job. The husband is the only one working right now. Their rent is like $1,700 a month. Their house is a little bit bigger than the one we're living in. There's a 5-bedroom, 4-bath. Ours is a 4-bedroom, 3-bath. So we're just talking, and I just got home telling my wife, because she's asking me how much did that camera cost and how much, and I'm telling her in front of this lady, not realizing what I'm about to hear. And my wife's texting me because they're about ready to leave, and her kids are over here with her too, playing with our kids. And my wife, Evelyn, she's texting me, even though she's sitting right. My wife's on the one end of the couch. The friend is next to her in the next seat, and I'm on the other end of the couch. It's like one of those little L-shaped things. I'm on the little L piece, the bend. And, someone just texted me. It's my wife. You're sitting over there. What the? Reading it. They had to eat lentils last night. That's all they had. Should I take them to Cece's Pizza? I just look over at her. Yes. Right now. They were getting up to walk out anyways. So they left. And she said, did you hear what one of her kids said? I said, no. The kid said, one of the kids, Mommy, I hope, or something like, Mommy, I hope we don't have to eat those lentils again tonight. I really don't, I don't want to have to eat those again. Because the kids, again, children don't understand whether your parents are struggling. Because most people tell you, my parents struggled, but when I was a kid, I didn't know any different. I mean, I was out playing, doing my thing with my friends. I didn't know. I didn't realize we were struggling, But I'm not a kid. Neither is my wife. So the kid said it right in front of us, and my wife already knew because she had told her earlier on before I got home, I guess, that they ate lentils last night, and that they're paying their bills, but it's extremely rough right now. So I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, and here I am, someone who's not suffering financially, coming home excited. Hey, I got this new channel idea. It might not even work. And if it doesn't, whatever, right? You have to, nothing happens and you start making money. You have to spend money to make money. And I tried doing it with the political game show thing. It didn't work. Tried doing it with the free toy channel. Didn't work. Bought all those toys. Gave them away to some of the kids' birthday parties. It worked out great. The ones that we had left over. But I had this new idea. So I'm all psyched. And she's here. So my wife's asking me right in front of her, about it. How much was that one? And I told her. And, well, what was the price? I told her that. She's like, I'm like, well, don't worry. All my credit card's completely paid off. And I could pay it off next month if I want to, but I think we'll let it go 2 months, build my credit up again. I'm trying to build my credit up. So don't sweat it. I had a little bit of money in my PayPal account anyways. I used some of that, etc. But then I'm hearing the story afterwards. And I'm like, why does it have to be that way? Why are there people who have to suffer? Where's this recovery? Where's their recovery? How come she doesn't get a recovery? How come her family doesn't get a recovery? The bankers got a recovery. They got 800-something billion in TARP funds. They got multi-trillions in backdoor bailouts right directly from the Federal Reserve. And not only on top of those bailouts, they got to take their garbage assets and give it to the Federal Reserve for 100 cents on the dollar when it should have been worth nothing in exchange for a bunch of money. And now the Federal Reserve is sitting on all these garbage assets. $4.5 trillion worth, by the way. And she's worried, I've got some family like in, near Clearwater or St. Pete. But there's 10 of us now. There's a total of 10 of us. Can you imagine going to like your aunt or uncles and saying, oh, hey, here we are. We'll give you, we'll pay you some rent so that we can obviously help out and live here. But we're going to save up so that we can go do our thing too. And can you imagine whatever size house you have, and then there's 10 people? Oh, here we are. Hey. But that's going to happen if this lady kicks them out. And she may end up doing that because she said, I've had enough. I'm selling the house. I'm listing it for $270K. And that's it. So I said, what's your actual address? I don't know the number. What's the address? Okay. Let me go to Zillow real quick. And I go to Zillow, punch it in. This house was built in 06, okay? Because my house was built in 05. And I saw it. Year built, 06. Last time it sold, 06. That's the lady. That's the landlord. 06. Oh my God, that was the all-time high. Oh. What is it so here? Last sold for $306,000. Oh. Oh. I said, I looked at our Zillow address on this house. And the company that owns this house, which is a rental company, bought it in 2011 as a distressed property, if you will, for $125,000. I realize there's a 5-bedroom, 4-bath. Ours is a 4-bedroom, 3-bath. But the square footage, they just have a little bit more than we do, believe it or not. I think ours is like 2,800 square foot. Theirs is 3,100, if I recall. Not that any of that freaking matters. But the point is, $306,000, I think, was the actual amount. And then it's this one here sold for $125,000 in 2011. And the lady is asking, she said, I want out. I'm going to sell this thing as soon as possible. I'm going to list it for $270 and get out of it. So I'm thinking to myself, you're going to ask for essentially what you probably got left to pay on it. You know, because she might have refinanced, 06, mortgage rates, the big crash, then the mortgage rates went down. Hey, come refi, which means I'm going to refi, but we're going to charge you these fees to refi on the back end. So the price over your house goes back up that you owe, but you pay less monthly because you have a lower interest rate. So maybe she's in that boat, that landlord. But I'm sitting here coming home with this great news. It might not even be great news if the channel doesn't work out, but to me it's great news. I bought a camera and I got this stupid press. Here's my idea. Check this out. And I shared it with her. And then this poor lady's next to me thinking, imagine if you're in her mindset. Oh my God, I just heard him talk about these two things he just bought that he absolutely didn't really need. And I'm eating lentils last night, and I don't know what the hell we're going to eat tonight. So I'm thinking about this, after she left. I'm like, gosh, I wish I would have knew that before I came home. I would never even mentioned it or even answered Evelyn. How much was it? Don't worry about it. Tell you later. I just left it alone. I want to talk like that in front of someone who's struggling. Didn't know it. Didn't know they were struggling. But I did know she lost her job a while back. He made some decent money, apparently, for one of the head of household, him and her. So he makes a decent salary from what I understood. He's paying the bills, but it's just him. So, of course, it's tough. So I'm sitting here thinking, oh, man. Man, oh, man. This poor lady, why does this have to happen? How is this happening in this country? Why, again, you go through all that stuff in your mind. Why am I, financially okay, but they're not? And you start thinking about that stuff. So anyways, I feel bad. My wife's out there right now. I told her, get in the van. I'll stay here. I got a couple videos to do like I do every night. I'll do my videos. You take them over to Cece's, all-you-can-eat pizza place, And I said, and when you're done, go over to Walmart. Walmart's right there. Or if you want to come back and do Target, same thing. It's like a super center Target. Let them go get some groceries, for God's sakes. I don't care what it costs. Go get them some groceries. I mean, you see the kids coming over here playing, and then we're always over here. They want to play. Mr. Joe, can we do the VR? Virtual reality. Can we do the VR? Not today. I don't feel like getting it out. Yeah, not today, guys. Yeah. Sometimes I say yes. They go upstairs. They're playing on the computers. They don't have any computers in their house. So naturally, they come to our house. Computers! Oh, my God. So they're playing their games with my girls. They're all playing together and stuff. Minecraft or Roblox or whatever games they're playing. And again, you see the kids, and you realize, again, kids don't know. They have no idea. They just know they had some crappy food last night. Mom, can we do something else? That's their mindset. Can we do something else? Not realizing We don't have the money to do something else right now. I thought to myself, man, let me get some of my damn food storage out. Give her, 2-3 boxes of stuff. The big bulk stuff. But I'm like, I'm not giving her food storage. That's like emergency stuff that, rehydrate it. No, go to the freaking, absolutely not. Take her to the grocery store. Take them to CC's. Let them eat. Let them feast like kings today. And then get them some groceries, So anyway, I felt bad about it. I hate hearing these kind of things, but this is reality, man. This is reality. And this is also why my mind ceases to stop thinking of extra ways to make money. Because what happens if the day comes, oh man, my job's suffering. Oh my God, they're going to let me go. I never would have thought in a million years they'd let me go. They let me go. Oh my God, what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to go look for a new job. What if there's a whole bunch of other people looking for that same job who are just as qualified as me or more qualified? What if they're willing to work for less than I am? Right? All those things. That's why my mind is saying, man, if I could get another YouTube channel going that does, well for the entertainment side of things, breaking stuff on a press and slow motion video and that kind of thing, watching it in slow motion, real time kind of a thing. That was my idea essentially. What if it turns out to be something? Imagine if the day comes where, hey, what do you do for a living? Well, I used to be an IT guy. What do you do now? I have 2 YouTube channels. And I'm thinking like maybe 5 years from now, like, my channel really grows on the JSnip4 side. And this other channel, if it were to take off and do well, to where I could say, man, I might be able to live off these things. That would be fantastic. You work for yourself. You could do whatever the hell you want, when you want. That's the American dream, my friends. That is what we all shoot for, the American dream. So I'm trying to achieve it. I'm financially okay right now. And I'm telling my story to my wife while she's there, not realizing I'm probably, she probably doesn't want to hear this. Oh, yeah, you just threw away some money you didn't really need. And I'm, starved. She did not act that way, by the way. She was all into the conversation and cool. And we're talking, oh, yeah, you could do that and that, which was great. But then, again, I found out afterwards, oh, no. I would have never even brought that up. I wouldn't. Would you in front of people, someone on the side of the road that's holding a sign and they got their kids with them and they're all dirty, they're not faking it, help, we're hungry. Would you go get a big old pizza and park next to them with the window down and stuff your face? I'm not going to eat the crust, throw that on the ground. Look over. I mean, where's the humanity, right? You wouldn't do that. Not that I'm doing that, but I still felt like that could have been taken that way because it happened. And I didn't know. But I'm thinking to myself, man, you do these videos every day. You're talking about the numbers every day, the fake bullcrap. This is reality. And there's 10 people in that house. And she's like, I wish we could get a mortgage or something and get the house because even at $270, for us, we actually love the neighborhood. We love the house. The problem is our credit score is really not good, both of us. And I was like, well, I hear you on that. I said, that's why I'm renting right now. My credit score is building up. And then not to mention, I have a feeling housing is going to be crashing very soon in the near future. And I want to capitalize on that when it happens, not before, and get stuck with a higher a house that's I got a huge mortgage on. When if I wait a little while, the house price came way down. I could just buy it or whatever. I said, it's 2006 all over again. We're back at peak real estate. So I here I realized the title of the video. War on cash intensifies. Citibank to stop accepting cash at some branches. And I just spent an awful amount of time telling you 2 personal stories. I think I'll just go ahead and add this. I'm not going to do 3 videos, so I'll just add. I'll make this brief. I've been yapping for so long. I just feel so bad for this family, man. I don't like seeing that, especially when the kids are involved, man. It just, I'm going to have a hard time sleeping tonight. War on cash intense. And by the way, the candle thing, I'm going to put his contact information in the description of this video. I'm not going to be pimping these candles. You're not going to see any more videos. Snip trying to sell. I'm not selling candles. I don't get any money from these candles. I get absolutely nothing. I felt like I'd like to share this with you because He makes a great candle, and he gave me a bunch for free. I want to throw a guy a bone. Okay, can we do that every great once in a while on something? Answer is yes. So, war on cash intensifies. Citibank to stop accepting cash at some branches. Less than a week after India's surprise move to scrap its highest denomination cash notes, another front on the war on cash has intensified down under in Australia. Yesterday, banking giant UBS proposed that eliminating Australia's $100 bill and $50 bill would be good for the economy and good for the banks. How convenient that a bank would propose something that's good for the banks. This isn't the first time that the financial establishment has pushed for a cashless society in Australia or anywhere else. In September of 2015, Australian bank Westpac published its cash-free report, suggesting that the country would become cashless by 2022. In July 2016, Australian Payments from Tyro published an enormously self-serving blog post touting the benefits of a cashless society and saying it's only a matter of time. Most notably, 2 days ago, Citibank, yes, that Citibank, announced that it was going cashless at some of its Australian branches. And as you know, the media and political establishments have chimed in as well. In February of this year, the Sydney Morning Herald released a series of articles, some of which were written by officials from Australia's Department of the Treasury, suggesting that eliminating cash will save billions and that moving to a cashless society is the next step for the Australian dollar. This is how it works. The government, media, banks, and even academia have formed a single, unified chorus to push this idea out to consumers that cashless is good for everyone. And it's happening across the planet, from Australia to India to Europe and North America. And they're partially right. Going cashless probably will save a lot of money. Paper currency is costly to transport in large quantities due to the need for security. It's also accurate to suggest that going cashless will be good for the banks. As UBS pointed out yesterday, demonetizing Australia's $50 and $100 bills would force anyone holding those notes to deposit them back in the banking system. Bank deposits would rise as a result, and consequently, so would bank profits, because they can now lend out more money. Governments would benefit from a cashless society because all savings would be in the banking system, and they have full regulatory control over the banks. This means that your politicians would have more control over your savings and fewer obstacles to impose capital controls or engage in civil asset forfeiture. Even policy wonk academics would have a rare opportunity to take their lousy theories and PhD dissertations for a test drive. Everyone benefits from a cashless society except for you. For individuals, cash still has plenty of important advantages. Cash is one of the few remaining options for financial privacy that doesn't create a permanent record of every purchase or transaction you make. It's also an easy way to reduce your exposure to risks in the broader financial system. Think about it. The banking system is full of institutions that never miss an opportunity to demonstrate they cannot be trusted with our money. Hardly a month goes by without some major banking scandal. They're caught colluding on exchange rates, manipulating interest rates, fraudulently establishing fake accounts without consumer consent, and then charging us fees on top of that. It's disgraceful. In addition, bank safety is far from certain. In many banking systems across the world, especially in Europe right now, banks have precariously low levels of capital and are already suffering the effects of negative interest rates. Even in the U.S., banks routinely employ very clever accounting tricks, also known as cooking the books, to conceal their true financial condition. There's also the fact that the moment you make a deposit at a bank, it's no longer your money. It becomes the bank's money. You're now a creditor, and actually an unsecured creditor. Well, it's FDIC insured, yeah. Up until how much money? And what happens when they run out of that money? You're an unsecured creditor. As a bank depositor, you're nothing more than an unsecured creditor of a financial institution which may or may not allow you to withdraw your own savings. If you don't believe me, take a trip down to your bank and ask to withdraw $25,000. see how quickly they treat you like a criminal terrorist. So, true, very true. And they're wanting to get rid of the higher denominated money. This is now, Australia, it was just India, now it's Australia. They are moving forward. All I can think about, 1988, Economist magazine cover. Get ready for a new world currency. Giant gold coin around the neck of the damn bird. 2018. The year 2018. Big giant gold coin. And I'll tell you right now, if that cashless society came into effect, I can't have cash anymore. That means they can shut you off. They can steal your money. They can do whatever they want. And then you got to fight it in court. But I can't fight it in court because you guys locked my account out. And I can't. Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. So what would someone do? Do what I always tell you to do. Buy precious metals. You can still buy precious metals with that online cashless system, right? And should anything bad happen, you take those metal objects, you might know them as silver or gold, go to the local coin dealer or the big boys and sell it into someone else's account, friend, family, etc. Or if you were able to create a new account, you create a new account and put it in there. I don't think I would do that. If I had a problem, the government shut my account down because I'm protesting and they didn't like it, I'll give it to a friend, a trustworthy friend or family member. Cash this, put it in your online account, and give me a debit card or whatever. In an emergency situation. Bottom line is, I wouldn't leave all my money in this online system. Not a chance in hell. So, anyways, take care.